And joining me now is Ukraine's ambassador to Canada, Yuliya Kovaliv. Ambassador, always nice to have you on the show. Thanks for being here. I want to ask you about today. Vladimir Putin announced that these 4 regions of your country, of Ukraine, are now part of the Russian Federation. However, we're hearing that Ukrainian soldiers are taking over parts of that. So do you know what is happening on the ground?
Yes, on the ground, we are advancing. And even since September 1st, we already managed to retake and liberate 8,000 square kilometers of the sovereign Ukraine territory. And today, few of the towns and villages in Kherson region have been liberated by Ukrainian soldiers. So, of course, this is the Ukrainian territory. And all of the world, and including Canada and all of the Western countries, condemned this illegal, I would not say even the referendums, but attempts of the annexation. Specifically, why attempts? Because every day Ukrainian soldiers are moving further on liberating the territories on those regions. And of course, those referendums were the sham one, which were done under the guns, forcefully, and nobody can believe that there is the will of Ukrainian people that was declared. And we see it as Ukrainian soldiers are entering these cities and the villages, how happy the people are there, that Ukrainian flag is coming back. Not only the Ukrainian flag, it also we are quickly restoring all the infrastructure, the post office, social security payment, healthcare system, railway connection, just to give the people the chance for a normal life. Because what they went through this months of being under Russian occupation, it is a real horror.
And what is happening with Russian soldiers who are there? Some of them are just abandoning their posts. Are they being taken prisoners? Is there a lot of battles going on at the moment?
So on the liberated areas, we have the full control over these territories and also the towns and villages. And Russian soldiers, and there are many interceptions and many video, they are just running out of that. So since we are advancing on the battlefield, a Russian army is going, but we're just kicking them off from these territories.
So I want to ask you about the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant, which is the biggest one in Europe. We talk a lot about it since the beginning of the Russian invasion. Putin says it is in Russian hands, but it isn't. It is still in Ukrainian hands.
So the Zaporizhzhia, and you're totally right, this is the biggest nuclear plant. And what is happening for the last 3 months is a clear nuclear threat and the terrorism, because there were the shellings around that. There was an AIA mission on the Zaporizhzhia, which clearly stated that there is the weapons and the military equipment just near the reactors. And the Ukrainian team who was working there and is working there is under the immense pressure, which is, of course, a huge security risks for the safety of this nuclear facility. Of course, like we saw today, this illegal attempt of naming the nuclear facility as Russian one, but this is another fake and another provocation from Russia, because whatever they would do, this is the Ukrainian sovereign territory. These are Ukrainians who are maintaining them. They even kidnapped for several days the director of Zaporizhzhia power plant. He was captured and only yesterday, 2 days ago, released. And of course, this all creates a huge pressure over the personnel. And we, together with IAEA, have a very huge concerns about the safety and security of this nuclear facility.
And Putin's threat, because he brings up the nuclear threat. Is there any way to prevent that? Is there any way, do you believe that? Is that a threat? How real do you think it is?
You know, since February 21st, we lived through many of the Russian threats, including the nuclear threats, physical threats, and massive grace, what we were, the threats of the chemical weapons, and many others. So But what we understand and actually see it from the ground, that the only way how we can secure Ukrainians and Ukrainian sovereign borders is just advancing on the battlefield. What happened actually since September 1st? And let's imagine that in September we hadn't this success on the Kharkiv region. We could let up and one more quasi in these sham referendums. So that's why it is so important that our soldiers and our army is able to move further on the counteroffensive operations to liberate the territories. And we are doing it with the big support of our partners. It's our soldiers, well trained, and we thank here the Canadian government for the Unifier program we started 5 years ago and brings and helps us to build this capacity. And also for all of our allies, including Canada, who are helping us with providing the weapons. So our army is able to move further and liberate the territories.
And recently, the President of the United States announced more money and more weapons to Ukraine. Ukraine Ambassador to Canada, Yuliya Kovaliv, thank you so much for this.
Thank you.